Homemade soup is wonderful this time of year for warming us up on these cold winter days. And homemade tomato soup can make a lovely Valentine's Day meal. And I'm going to show you how easy it can be. I've started by sauteing just one small onion that I chopped up, and I like to saute it until it's turning nice and brown because it'll really have that nice sweet caramelized flavor. And once they're at this point, I'm going to add 1 can of tomato paste. And I found some tomato paste that already has some basil and garlic mixed into it. So I'll just mix that right into the onions. I'm going to add 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And then add just enough chicken broth or vegetable broth to get it to the consistency that you like. I've got 2 cups of chicken broth here that I'm going to add, and I'll probably add just a cup and see what it looks like after I've added a cup. And really, that's all there is to it. Let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Now, while the tomato soup is simmering, I'm going to make some croutons to go right on top of the tomato soup. So I'm going to start by heating up my pan with a little bit of olive oil. And I've already minced up a couple cloves of garlic. And I've also cut up some whole grain bread using a heart-shaped cookie cutter. I made little heart shapes. And so we'll have heart-shaped croutons to put on top of our soup. This is really bubbling. So let that olive oil get nice and hot. And once it's hot, you can add, I've got about 2 cloves of minced garlic just because I really like that garlic flavor. There we go. And then we'll saute that garlic a little bit. It'll only take about 30 seconds for this garlic to get cooked, just enough to get that raw flavor away. And then I'm going to add my heart-shaped whole grain bread pieces and get those into the hot olive oil. And I like to sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning blend just to give it some extra flavor. And the blend that I use does not have salt in it, so I'm also going to sprinkle in just a little bit of salt on these croutons. There we go. And then sometimes I mix my cream into the tomato soup before I serve it. But on Valentine's Day, I want the soup to look nice and red in the bowl. And I'll have a little pitcher of cream on the side so each person can just add their own cream to their soup. Heat it up a little bit so it's nice and warm. And then I'll also have a bowl of these pretty little crunchy heart-shaped croutons so everyone can put a few croutons on their soup. And there we go, a wonderful, healthful meal for Valentine's Day. I'm Sue Doden, and I'm all about food.